Yo, what up? Today is the 8th of March 2024. It's currently at 10 p.m. on the dot on a Friday. We have too much mail. What is this? Oh, it's a mum letter. The first sign of spring. After I did my hair, the wind got to it. Your dad said I looked like a lion. How rude. Not good enough as a letter, in my opinion. It's nothing personal. It's just they're not special enough, you know. I just need more space for the letters. Now, we're following in the tradition that we've set ourselves. So today is time for a new money tree. And like I said, eventually we'll be getting to a point where we'll be getting money trees. A new money tree that's fully grown every day to see if it's actually grown or not. Chances are, given I'm doing 1,000 bells at a time, which will be 1% chance, that no. But it's fun. Plus, the thing is that it's 1,000 bells, so it's a very, like, you know, small amount. It's not, it feels very like, okay, well, I'm putting in 1,000 bells and I could get 90,000 in return. Obviously, when you're putting in 1,000 bells every day, that's a different story, but hell, I mean, if I just went around, like, to, like, the money rock, or, like, you know, like, just found what the money rock was for that day, I could probably make that back. So really, I'm profiting off of my gambling of getting a money tree, which means I'm only making money. At least that's the way I'm going to look at it to make myself feel better. Hey, Cube. My buddy Cube. The other day I got a letter from Victoria. Oh man, I was just gonna go and store some of my letters, but I don't have enough space. Okay, well, if I go and store my letters now, then... Oh, tomorrow's Lottie Day. I completely forgot about that. How can salsa be a kind of dance and a kind of music and a kind of dip? It's the miracle word. It's true. Yeah, okay, I'll go... Got very off track there. I'll go store my letters, and then I'll try and do Cube's mission, because he should have it ready if I come back. Very, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing today. Not this game, but, not this game, but New Horizons. So I've got two Switches, an OLED Switch with the really nice screen, and the, the first Switch, like the initial one. Yeah, so, I guess if one wanted to hear my thoughts on the two, yeah, the first Switch is fine, but then once you get the OLED Switch, it's like night and day. The screen, obviously the main thing is it's just the screen, but, you know, get the battery life is better. I think by the time the OLED came out, the Joy-Cons, they had a better design for them so they don't drift as much. At least, the two ones that I've got with the OLED haven't drifted yet, and all of the ones that I had before I got the OLED drifted after a certain point. So I think they have a better thing for Joy-Cons now that they don't drift at least as much. I've not experienced it on those ones so far. I mean, the screen's overwhelmingly better. It almost looks better than using an actual, you know, display, like a monitor. Anyway, that's not what this was about. I was talking about playing, New Horizons. So yes, New Horizons, is one of the few Nintendo-made Switch games that is not eligible for Nintendo Switch Online cloud saving, which means if you get a second Switch and you want to play Animal Crossing on that, you have to physically transfer the save data to the second Switch, which means, in short, that you can't have two Switches share Animal Crossing save data. There is a backup service, but that is different, and it's a separate thing from the general cloud service of Switch Online. So yeah, I have two. That meant I got a second New Horizons town. I could have just put my old one on there, but at that point I wasn't playing it much, so I just made a new one. And that was a while ago. But recently I picked it back up because I was like, yeah, I might look at what I've been doing. and I've made a bit of progress since then. And so yes, today I played that town and my old one on the original Switch because I wanted to see where it was. I hadn't played that since early 2021. So I basically gave it up. I got it at launch, so I didn't even play for a full year before giving up on that town. Like, entirely, basically. Lately, I can't seem to find anything I like when I check out the stores. Maybe I should ask Gracie to whip up some haute couture for me. Haute couture. Queenie, you look depressed. Is something bringing you down? As long as it doesn't have anything to do with anything sappy, I'm here for you. You know, Peewee, to be honest, this guy gave me a ring, but it didn't fit. Oh, I said you could bring up anything but a bunch of sappy love talk. Oh, chicken, there's no way a size 6 ring would fit on my finger. You're a bird, so you don't even have fingers. Whoa, hey, don't take your ring range out on me. What's the matter? You scared of talking about mushy stuff? Yep, I can see the fear of marriage in your eyes, weasel boy. What? Did you just call me a weasel boy? What's that supposed to mean? Doesn't mean anything, it just popped in my head just then. Must be because you looked like one there for a second. You little jerk. I don't look anything like a weasel. He's right, he doesn't look anything like a weasel. He's a gorilla, actually. So yeah, I checked out my old first New Horizons town, and honestly, I was kind of expecting it to look pretty bad. Like my New Leaf town, which is 2016 is when I had that game, and I pretty much exclusively played it for that, like, not too, probably only maximum of, like, 2 years after that was how long I was playing that one for, maybe. That one looked pretty bad. I had a style back then of, grid trees, where, like, every tree is in a grid. And you can actually see a little bit of that, remnants of that in this town. I'll show it after this. To chubby old Antonio. That letter was pretty deep. You're a thinker. Cold sparkling water isn't bad, you know. I disagree. I do not like sparkling water. This is nuts. Seriously, Cube is a card. Hey, listen, when you get a chance, give my regards to Cube. Yeah, sure thing. So yeah, I had... you might maybe relate to this. I don't know. This probably is kind of a me thing, and I don't like it. Yeah, so, like, the way these trees are, they're all in a grid, right? Kind of got lucky by all of these being, available tree spots. This is one of the few, I think this is the only place in this entire village that this is done, and it isn't even done that much. And in my opinion, it doesn't look very good. I don't think it's a very good look, especially for this game where you actually can't get away with it because trees aren't guaranteed to be able to be planted on every single tile, even if, there's adequate space. It's really noticeably bad looking in, like, big groups. If you see it like a giant, basically a giant orchard of trees in a grid pattern like that, it's just, it's convenient if you're, like, shaking trees and, like, getting things from them, but I don't, honestly. Like, once I get out of probably the first, like, month, maybe, if that, of a typical Animal Crossing save file, I'm not really shaking trees for fruit anymore, for, like, cheap, quick cash. So, like, it wasn't even good in that regard. So I don't know why I thought it looked good or it was a good idea. I prefer now for trees to be planted much more naturally, sort of just sporadically, and, how trees are in real life. There's obviously... There are placing trees in a grid is a thing in real life. A lot of, like, I think of, like, there's mahogany trees they'll do it in a plantation that'll just be in a grid, and if you're, like, it's very noticeable on a highway that's, like, sidelining along that, something like that, where when you drive past, like, if you look into the distance at the trees, they all look just, trees are just a forest. But then as you pass by them and you look to the side, you can actually see, like, perfectly spaced alleyways of greenery in between the trees, because they're planted like that in a grid. Which, in real life, probably looks a lot nicer, but in this game, it's very noticeable, and it looks very bad, in my opinion. Unless you do it sporadically. Like this little, like, lining of trees sort of does it, but Because it's for a path, I think it looks nicer. And it also, yeah. My tree placement isn't great in any game, in any Animal Crossing game. I don't think it's fantastic here either, but what are you gonna do? Oh man, I wonder if that dude Nook sells land legs. It's Pascal's here today. Let's see if we can get our final item from him. People, they wouldn't be so excited about the sun if they had fur, man. Right on. Ooh, treasure chest. We're looking for the ship deck, which is the carpet. Come on. Ah, it's the sea view again. It's the wallpaper. Yeah, Pascal has his own furniture set, his own wallpaper and flooring, and I need the flooring. That's the only thing I need. I'm pretty sure I've got every other bit of furniture. All I need is that bloody sea view, and it's just not happening. I've got I guess now 3 chances for that today, so we'll see. Yeah, but I mean, I did see some people complimenting this town when I've been showing it off, which I'm grateful for that one would feel that way. I think the paths, they really sell any town. Like everything, especially in this game, goes from like just looking completely random and nonsensical to very like, thought out as soon as you add paths, because it shows that you've got a line of how you're supposed to navigate, I think, is the reason for that. Yes, Monkey, do you have a cup on you? Not on me, no. Is that so? What's wrong with all of you? Doesn't anyone worry about germs? I want you to have a little reminder to help keep you germ-free. It's nothing special, but here, I want you to have this. What the hell? She's rewarding me? Something major, just a... Oh, sorry, just a star shirt. I hope it helps. Always wash your hands and keep a clean cup handy. It's very ironic to be telling me about hygiene while giving me a shirt that's possibly dirty. If you have germs, then you just gave me your old shirt germs. She's way out of her element trying to explain germs to someone who lived through 2020 as well. I got COVID, actually. Sounds like it'd be a story, but it's really not. I was one of the people who got COVID who sort of just, like, had it, and, like, it came and went, and that was it. Like, nothing special happened. Like, no long-term bad events. I am asthmatic, actually, so you would assume that it would be pretty bad for me, but I don't think... No, nothing really came of it. For me, I got a very mild case, obviously, because there are some people that have had long-term negative effects, and people who've died, which was bad. But I'm lucky to both have a good immune system, and I think I just got lucky with the particular strain that I caught. Oh, the desert camo I've always wanted. I happen to have it on me. It has 250 bells sound. Yeah, let's see how much you buy desert camo for, Poncho. You buy it for 80. Oh no, you buy it for... Ooh, you actually buy it for 320, so he's giving it me at a discount. Yeah, why not? Even though I don't need it. Might as well support local small businesses, being my friend Poncho. But yeah, yes, I did get COVID. And it wasn't that bad. Honestly, it was like the first couple of days were, like, pretty bad. And then you have to stay in quarantine for, like, a week no matter what. Or, like, it was a week. And then, like, most of the week, I honestly didn't feel that bad. It did take a couple of days to get back to normal, though. So yeah, non-story, in my opinion. That's nothing special at all. Not to undermine it, obviously, because like I said, I'm a lucky one in that case. Just one time I took a trip to this place that was really far away. Oh yeah, we had this discussion already. You could shoot stuff out of the sky with his boomerang. It was amazing. Too bad Tom Nook doesn't sell magical boomerangs. I should have made this observation yesterday, but when she said that the first time, but Victoria looks a little bit like Epona as well. I love Epona. That's like one of my, in Breath of the Wild, I got a horse. I know there's a specific Epona horse that you can get through, like, an amiibo. I didn't use that. I just, like, I just found one in the wild that kind of resembled her and called her... Oh, no, I didn't call her Epona, actually. I was like, it seems a little bit cliche, so I called her Malon, which is the name of the girl at Lon Lon Ranch who gives you Epona. So, you know, kind of linked. Felt like an appropriate enough name. Have you heard the stories about Jones turnips? Yeah. Because usually you're hip to all the good stories when it comes to turnips. I think red turnips taste the best. Where was I? I was talking about my village decoration, but yeah, yes, putting paths between, I don't know, how, that's not a very nuanced, like, design tip. I feel like everyone does that. It's a very good, start to making a town look good. And not only does it link everything together, but it gives you a better visualization of what, like, areas you have. So, like, here, I wouldn't really, you know, like, look at the town. If you look at the town like this, it's like, it's just, you know, all land. There's nothing, like, sure, you could probably segment it, like, oh, this is this area, and this is the area with my house and the museum, or whatever, but it's way easier in your head to sort of, like, cut places, you know, get an idea of the land layout when you've got those paths making those, like, segments for you. And I think a good example of that is... because, you know, everything you've got is natural land with trees on it, and then all of the buildings and rocks and other stuff in the way. So, really, you've got space for anything, which, if you have space for anything, then you can't think of any particular thing, because your brain tells you want to fill the space. I think a good example is this flower rainbow garden. This wasn't here before the paths, but once I put the paths down, I was like, this is a nice square area, I could put flowers here, and then I decided to do this particular installation, or arrangement, I should say, of flowers, which, in my opinion, looks better because it takes advantage of the layout I've made because of the paths. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, path layouts give you a new layout, a new town layout that you can then use to make it more, you know, fitting. Which I guess, I don't know, if there's any advice I could give. I mean, it's not like I'm, like I said, not very qualified in this matter, because I personally don't think my towns have ever looked particularly good. I don't think this one's crazy. Not to say I don't like them, I'm just saying that I wouldn't feel particularly, like, you know, I wouldn't feel too prideful, like, showing it off, other than the pride of knowing that I did it and that I put effort into it. I wouldn't feel like, oh, these are the techniques that I used, because I just put stuff down and like the way it looks. I've got ideas, and I like to execute them, obviously, but yeah. 2x tail, didn't I get that the other day? I think I gave that to Poncho. Anyway, let's get a coffee. I need to drink water. I feel like drinking the coffee time is a good time for me to drink water. It's fitting. Care for a cup of Java to pick you up? It's 200 bells. What blend would you like? The usual? Whatever you say. Now comes 1 cup of your favorite blend spoon. This is me opening my actual water. Oh, sorry. There we go. The perfect temperature to bring out the flavor. 176 degrees. Oh, Jesus. 1 fresh brewed cup. Drink up. Sorry, I can't hold this right when I've got my hand in the water. Thanks, I will. Okay, I'm gonna drink now. I did not drink in time at all. Ah, that rich aroma, that bold taste, it penetrates my very soul. Yum. I did play Go to the Roost in New Horizons today, and the coffee message I had there was different than anyone I've ever seen in this game. So I can confirm, as a connoisseur of the various coffee messages, that the ones in New Horizons at least add to the list of ones that have, you know, already exist, or even better yet, they might even completely change them out. I would say that's about it for today, but it's not, because we're going to have Pascal in, I was going to say 4 different languages. Pascal from 4 different characters. We get the drill at this point. We've played this song and dance a bunch of times. I guess I'll take this opportunity to talk more about customization and my thoughts. I guess, I don't know, it's not like a situation. I'm just like kind of talking about my experience, I should say, with this series and customization. I feel like I've never been particularly great at it. Like I'm a creative. I draw. That's my creative hobby of choice. And I'm not particularly like I'm not up there or anything. I just like doing it mostly. I guess a matter of perspective. I don't think I'm that great, but I'm sure most people who aren't, can't even use a pencil probably think my stuff looks amazing. Anyway, not the here nor there. So yeah, you would assume like, oh, you must be, great at designing and customizing stuff in games. No, not so. I'm not really. I think it's sort of it's like a different language of the same idea. Like, I understand English and I understand sentences, but between languages, the only thing I really understand is like, feelings and emotions that every human has. In the same way with creative stuff, I can understand what is aesthetically pleasing in both sound and sight, but I don't speak those languages. I can't really it doesn't translate, I guess is the correct word, turn of phrase, I should say. Let's hear Pascal there. Enjoy the simple pleasures in life, man. Like floating on your back and cracking open a cold clam. Contemplate that, man. Another chest. If it's the sea view again, I swear to God. Oh! Hey now. Hey. Oh, I did say that once I got all of the Pascal furniture, I'd make a room out of it. But I don't know, because I have that space room that I made not too long ago that I'm pretty proud of, so I don't know if I want to change that out just yet. But I'll stew on it. I'll stew on that. But yes, that's it. I don't even have to try it with the other characters now. I already have the ship deck. Well, that's nice. I think that's all the Pascal. Let me look through real quick. So wallpaper, it's the sea view. Obviously, I have that already. And now let me look at Pascal. So we have the ship cannon, the ship compass, the anchor, barrel, the helm, the keg, the keg. Okay. Yeah, I have all the Pascal furniture and his own picture, if you want to get really nitty-gritty with it. I have every Pascal-related thing, which is cool. I don't think I've ever signed off with specifically fork before, but I am today, because that's about it. I guess, yeah, and a final word about my design talk is, I don't think you have to be a good designer, or, skilled to be able to make cool stuff in games. And I think I've put together stuff that looks cool even in this game. I think my current job of segmenting the fruit trees is looking nice. I think this design path that I made, it's not fully original. I think it's based off of one of Wendell's designs in another game that I wanted to have in this game, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's particularly original. Even then, though, I still made it, and I think it involved some, like, legwork to get it to look right, and a missing spot right here that we're going to ignore. So yeah, like, I guess I should say, don't feel discouraged from making stuff just because you think you're not good at it. Because even if you are not good at it, which is, pretty subjective anyway, because it's all just art, you aren't going to get good at it if you just sulk around and talk about how not good at it you are. You're going to get good at it if you keep doing it, and then you get better at it. So that's why I'm going to keep, designing stuff in this game and, like, making little things like this, because, yeah, one day I'll get better at it. And I still, like I said, I don't think I'm awful. nothing. I don't do anything crazy. I mean, especially with New Horizons, I think I felt this a lot. I got a lot of like. It felt like I wasn't. I didn't feel very validated, I guess, when you look around and you see how cool everyone's islands were looking and how aesthetic their houses were, and then you're sitting there and it's kind of just all like, yeah, it's fine, it's serviceable, but it doesn't feel too spectacular. But yeah, so it can be discouraging, even if it's something like this, you know, just a game. But it means stuff to you, so then, you know, you want it to look good. So yeah, don't, I guess that's my word on that. All of that. If you found any of that even remotely interesting, then I applaud you for sticking through it all. Well, I would say it was an uneventful day, and it mostly was, but finishing out that Pascal furniture is nice, and now we are at 61 of 63 floorings. We're only missing a Sahara one and the Cornema one from the Acorn Festival, which is the same thing for the wallpaper. There's 2 of each to go, and then I've got all the wallpaper and all the flooring, which is really cool. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow.